Simply Money's Amy Wagner shows us how procrastinating could actually save you some money. And I am not, you and I are not procrastinators.
The thought of procrastinating makes me break out in hives. So doing this segment, doing the research for this segment was kind of funny for me. But yes, you can save a lot of money when procrastinating, especially when it comes to travel. Things like hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So there are apps out there, booking.com, priceline.com, and a website, hoteltonight.com. Great things to try out. Story about this, several years ago, my husband David and I went to New York, and it was a last-minute trip. And I decided to test this. I waited till we landed, jumped on Priceline, ended up getting a hotel room in a really, really nice part of town, a Hilton, for $99 in New York City. So it makes sense because, okay, they're not making any money if that room is empty.
Yeah.
So they want to make some money, so they will wait until the last minute. In some of those sites where you bid, they would rather have you in there than have it empty and get whatever money they can out of you. So keep that in mind, especially when it comes to travel. Cruises. Also a great way to save. They need to fill up those cabins. There are certain cruises that often do not fill up, the longer ones. A lot of people want to take those long weekend cruises, maybe the 2 or 3 day ones, but those 7-day cruises often don't fill up. You can get a great last minute deal on those. Also, cruises that start from one port and end up in another. So if you can have some flexibility, and that's really the key in all of this. If you're going to procrastinate and wait until the last minute, you do kind of have to be flexible, but sometimes it's more of an adventure that way. With the hotel rooms, though, you're going to get a luxury hotel room in most cases for not luxury prices, which is a really good way to go.
What about low-cost carriers?
So flights. This does make me a little nervous because I don't like waiting until the last minute to book flights. You never know if they're going to be open. But with Southwest coming to CVG, they have a lot of great last-minute sales. So check their website. Also, Google Flights. This is my new favorite thing. I have 2 flights this summer, one to Chicago, one to Phoenix. I checked both of them yesterday, so I booked these both months out. Went on Google Flights yesterday. I could have saved $250 on the flight to Phoenix and $50 on the flight to Chicago.
Wow.
By just waiting and using Google Flights. So that is a great thing to try. Now, once you get to that place, you've got your hotel room or you're on the cruise or whatever, maybe if you want tickets to go to something, here's a great thing waiting until the last minute. SeatGeek, actually, if you wait until maybe 3 days, one day before an event. We have friends who do this with Reds games, take their whole family, they get great seats, and they pay very, very little for those seats. Also with musicals, things like that, go to the box office on the day of the event and say, do you have any discount seats left available? In a lot of cases, you can get great seats at really great prices.
And it all goes back to what Amy has been saying. The venues want to sell the tickets regardless.
It just makes sense. They're not making any money if there's empty seats, so they're going to try to get you in. And then another thing, and this is the kind of thing that you probably thought of before, holiday gifts.
Yeah.
If you wait until the day of the holiday, you know, Mother's Day, you've seen people like climbing all over each other in the aisles at the grocery store.
Yeah.
A lot of times they will wait to discount those things, and maybe you procrastinate or you plan ahead for the next year by buying the stuff the day after that holiday, stocking up for the next year. You'll save a ton of money that way.
That's a good tip of the day. We have to wrap up, but I do have to say real quick, to call the airlines. We talked about this kind of in the break.
Right, so if you do notice that maybe a price on a flight that you've booked is gone down, they're not ever going to call you and say, hey, this flight has gone down, but you can call them and say, hey, I noticed this, can I get a price adjustment? In most cases, they will.